and welcome to the Snow Blossom Chronicles, where I share some of my personal life and my small business ventures. My name is Claudia, and I'm the owner of Snow Blossom Studios, where I make fan-made merch, and I also own an apparel brand called Dead Heart. I know it's been 3 months since I uploaded my last video, so today I want to talk about where I've been and why I haven't uploaded in so long. In one of my previous videos, I've mentioned that this year has been pretty difficult for me. Ever since I came back in January from my vacation, right afterwards, I got really sick with the flu, and then a whole bunch of other things happened, and it kind of just put a damper on my mental health. I live with anxiety disorder and depression, and it just kind of took a nosedive from there. So filming myself was like not even in the picture, because most days it was like brushing my teeth and getting dressed was like all that I could do. But so that was like the bare minimum. I've tried to film a couple times. I put some videos together, but nothing really came of it. So I am really sorry about that. In August, my husband and I went on a small vacation. It was a wedding in California. I talked about it before. It was for the little girl, which now is a young woman, that I moved to the US for to become a nanny. And since it was in California and we're baseball fans, we also spent a couple days in San Francisco. I got to see the Giants play, and that, in general, that whole trip lifted my spirits. And it was, I returned feeling so much better. It did something to my mental health that just was what I needed. Then in September, I felt more and more like me again, but I didn't have the energy or the capacity to film myself or take out the camera every day and film, because it takes work to do this. And so I just let it slide and was like, I'll get to it eventually. But the last couple days, I've been writing about how I miss putting out videos for you guys on my morning pages. I still do morning pages. They're not pages technically anymore. It's one page, and I do it on my iPad in GoodNotes, and it's just, yeah, it's getting there. But so today I finally decided today's the day I'm going to set up the camera, and I will talk to you guys and tell you where I've been and what's going on. So here we are. As for the business side, this year has honestly been terrible. Some of it is on me because, as I said, not feeling well, not designing, not putting myself out there like I should. And just the thought of having to promote myself and posting constantly on social media, it felt ick. I didn't want to do it. And so the last couple months I've been doing much better. When we got back from from our trip, I was booked back to back for a month and a half. So I still do events. I actually have a cup sleeve I'm hosting this Saturday. Then I am also vending at Katy Pride next weekend. And then at the end of October, I'm driving down to Corpus Christi to do a small vending event for the K-pop club of Texas A&M down there. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But yeah, it just, business itself has been pretty terrible. The economy is not great. Everything, the political climate here in the US is not great. And I also had some issues with my Etsy store. That was a whole tax thing. I had taken over the store when my business partner and I split, like, and so I took over the store for the business we had together. But my business partner was on the tax information, and Etsy wanted that information again. And I've been giving them my tax information for the past couple of years. But this year, for some reason, that wasn't good enough anymore. And so they closed down that shop. I did have another shop. And so that one, but it was dormant. So I had to revive that one and pretty much start from scratch. And that was a big impact on my income as well. Don't get me wrong, my husband has a really good job, so this my business is not feeding us. So there's no worries there. But still, it's really disheartening to see your income being cut by like 75% in the last 3 years. So it sucks. But it is what it is now, and we just got to keep going. So that's what we're gonna do. So I've been moping and been trying to figure out where to take my business, what direction. And I just watched a video from almost a year ago, and the signs of a burnout were there. They were definitely there. And so it finally happened. I just didn't want to didn't want to do it anymore. But I kind of had to because I wanted it. I didn't want to do it, but I wanted to do it. So it's kind of really how this went. So yeah. So after thinking where I want to go with my business, I made a couple decisions. Last month, I switched all my apparel printing to Printful. This video is not sponsored by them, but it was the best choice for my business. That way I don't have to keep shirt inventory anymore. I don't have to do prints anymore in the house. Everything is done by that company. They ship out the prints in a timely manner. And one thing that I love that they do like everything. The only setback is I can't personalize the packages anymore. So there will be no freebies in t-shirt orders, but that's a small price to pay for giving me a little bit more free time to work on new designs. And the beauty of it is also I can put designs up that I think will sell. And if they don't sell, it's not a huge loss on my side. So because there's no setup fee, and so I can try to have a lot more designs in my Etsy store and in my Shopify store. So that's really like the really nice thing about it. And then speaking of new things, I also purchased a UV printer on Kickstarter. Originally was supposed to ship to me in August and get here in September. But there were some setbacks. It's a Kickstarter. It happens. And according to all the new messages we got, it's supposed to ship by mid-December maybe, and should arrive no later than January. So I will start the new year with a UV printer. And it's a compact one, so it's not huge, but I can directly print on acrylic with it. So I can make custom acrylics for cutouts and jewelry and stuff. And I also have a idea for to expand my jewelry business, making earrings. I've had this idea for a long, long time, and I'm going to be working on it and figuring out the details. But keep an eye out for that. I think it's a cool idea that I have, so keep watching out for that. And then, in September, I also started drawing again. I started out with a notebook. Just a little spiral notebook. And if y'all want, we can do a little sketchbook tour. But yeah, I started doing traditional art again. And then one day I was like thinking of these artists that are like in Artist Alley, and they make these little cards that they have. So I also did, I'm doing Cattober this year, which is like Inktober, but with cats. So I'm drawing little cards there. Here's another one that I did. So I'm doing that, and I love these little cards, and probably they will go into package inserts if you order from the store. As I said, not t-shirts or anything, but mugs and jewelry and stuff. So these will probably go in there. Or I put them in the vending machine that my husband printed for me that I take to events, which is really cool. It's actually right there. That's the little vending machine he printed for me. But that's, yeah. So that's what's been happening, what's been going on here. I finally feel like I'm ready to film again. I said that before, but this time it kind of feels like it. I am not going to make any promises that I will upload regularly every week like I did before, but I hope to upload more consistently in the future. So, with that being said, for now, I thank you all for watching and sticking with me, and I will see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.